Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I posted up a poll on Instagram asking you guys what video you wanted to see next, and oh my gosh, as you can see by the title, muscle building was obviously and clearly the winner. I will put the screenshot up somewhere here on this video just to prove that I'm telling the truth. Muscle building definitely won, and I was super surprised, but also super excited. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys kind of like the fundamentals to being able to build muscle, especially for someone who has lost a lot of weight or who is in the process of losing a lot of weight. Now, if you are a beginner at weightlifting and you want some tips on how to get into all of that, I do have a video on that, and I'll leave the link down below in the description so you can check that out after you watch this video. So the very first thing that you want to do is determine what your goals are. Are you trying to build up your legs? Are you trying to tone up your arms? What is it exactly that you are trying to do? If you don't know this, then it's going to be very difficult for you to put together a plan and an exercise regimen that is going to help you to build what you actually want. I think a really good way to do this is to think about how you want to look versus what you think you need to build up. So, you know, if you're trying to work on the butt, and I know a lot of the ladies, of course, are trying to work on the butt, but if you're trying to work on that, then obviously you're going to want to incorporate a lot of glute and hamstring exercises into your routine. These are things that you need to know before you just go out there and just start kind of lifting anything. So now that you know what your goal is, the next thing would be to create a regimen, a plan, what you're going to do. So let's go ahead and use the glute example. If you're trying to build up your glutes, then you need to make sure that you have several days within the week that you actually focus on the glutes and on growing that muscle. The other days will be used for things like cardio, toning your upper body, and things like that. So when you're setting your goals, you have to think about, am I trying to maintain the current muscle that I have, or am I trying to grow? If you're trying to grow, then you want to think in terms of 8 to 10 reps per set, or even lower than that, even 6 to 8, depending on how heavy your weight is. So you want to go lower rep, higher weight if you're trying to grow. If you're trying to kind of maintain the muscle that you have, then higher rep, lower weight, so like 12 to 15, even 15 to 20, again, depending on how light your weight is. In terms of figuring out how much weight to lift, there is a such thing as the 1 rep max. This is something that you would need to have like a partner, and it would have to be a partner that can spot a lot of weight. Please do not do this if you do not trust your partner, if they are not strong, if they have no idea what it even means to spot someone. Do not use them. I would just stick to lighter weights that you feel comfortable with and slowly build those up. But if you're kind of experienced in lifting weights, then you want to find your 1 rep max, which means you can literally only do 1 repetition of whatever the exercise is. And so yeah, that's kind of a bit more advanced. But if you're just starting out trying to determine your weight, I would say start with body weight. If you're super beginner, start with body weight and focus on your form, and then from there start to add weight. So you kind of work your way up. So let's say you got your plan, you know your goal. Now the biggest part and the hardest part for everyone is to actually do it and follow through with it, and to not just do it one time or just do it 1 week, but to do it consistently. Consistency, just like in weight loss, is also the key when it comes to building muscle. You cannot just create a plan where you're like, okay, 3 days a week I'm going to do this lower body workout, okay, and then you do it for 3 days and then you never do it again, or you're like, oh, my body needs a change. Trust me, your body will let you know when it needs a change, because you will stop seeing the results. So when you stop seeing results, that's when you're like, okay, maybe I need to increase my weight on some of these workouts, or maybe I need to completely change my workout. But you cannot just say, well, I'm not going to do this anymore because what? Because you're tired of it, or because you feel like you're not seeing the results. You have to actually give the workout a chance to work. You have to give your muscles a chance to grow, and it's not going to happen in 1 week. So you have to be fully dedicated to this process. Now, I know I mentioned cardio. One of the best types of cardio to do whenever you're especially trying to build muscle but still either keep your fat kind of where it is or take it down is going to be HIIT cardio. That is high intensity interval training. That is going to be a pretty short session of cardio. And this is also a type of cardio that helps to not burn off your muscle, right? So you want to make sure that you're building that muscle and then not turning around just burning it straight off. So HIIT cardio is going to be the best in combination with lifting heavy weights consistently throughout the week. The great thing about putting on all of this muscle is that muscle does help to burn fat. It's like you have this goal where you are trying to lean out and kind of, erase your fat, but at the same time you want to maintain or build up your muscle and not lose certain curves and things like that. So HIIT cardio is going to be great for that. This especially applies to people who lost a ton of weight. Like me, I wish I had started doing my weightlifting and everything from day one. So a lot of people who ask that question, they're like, when should I start weightlifting if I'm losing weight and I want to have like a certain physique or I want to be toned or, whatever. The answer is right away. You don't need to wait until like some specific point that you get down to, because what you're doing in the process of that, when you're doing cardio, you're losing weight on the scale, but you're burning off your muscles. So you're making it 10 times harder for yourself. Once you lose all the weight, then you decide, oh, now I want to tone up. Well, that's actually building muscle. That's what toning is, building up your muscle. And so you're just kind of working backwards when you could have just done everything together at once. Now, I know a lot of you are like, well, what exercises should I do? And, how should I be using the equipment and stuff at the gym? I do have a few videos on form, but the reason I don't post that many of those types of videos is because you guys don't watch them. And so I post videos where I'm showing you form and workouts and things like that, but you guys seem to tend to like more of the talking videos, and so I post what you guys like. But if you want to see some videos on form and things like that, you can check the description box. I will put a little playlist down below that you guys can watch. But you definitely want to make sure that you're at least looking up to see what proper form is. If you have a gym membership, you can always talk to someone like one of the trainers on staff, and if you don't know how to use something, you can ask them and they will help you. That's why they are there. So you don't want to try to get a free session in but you definitely can ask the trainer, hey, how do I use this machine? And so you want to make sure that you do that and don't feel uncomfortable doing that, because if you are not doing the exercises properly, then you will not see the results. Now, we can't talk about building muscle without talking about protein. Oh my gosh, I feel like protein powder is like, it's just like everybody is on this protein powder craze right now, and that's great. I mean, that's cool. I do like to have protein powder here and there, but it's more so just for the taste of having something sweet. When I can't really have like a big cheat or something, I can at least have my protein powder and that tastes sweet. But I prefer to get my protein from food because I am a foodie. I am still a fat girl at heart. So it's like, if I can eat my protein, then I'm gonna eat it. But yeah, protein powders or just eating and taking your protein in through whole food sources is definitely something that you want to do. I know there's a big misconception though, of like you have to have this massive amount of protein, and that's just not true. You need to have enough, but it does not have to be some crazy outrageous amount of protein per day. So you want to make sure that you're getting in enough protein, but again, it doesn't have to be super duper crazy. Some recommendations are like 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat. But if you are severely overweight, then you want to use your lean body mass. So that would mean that you would need to have your body fat percentage tested, determine how much of your body fat or how many pounds out of that percentage is just fat. Take that out and then determine what your protein intake should be. So yeah, it's a lot. And then it also too depends on your workout regimen. It depends on your activity level throughout the day. So I mean, it's kind of a lot to take on your own if you aren't too familiar. If you guys ever need assistance, I do nutrition training online, as well as just general personal training online and in Austin, Houston, and LA. So you guys can always reach out to me. I'll leave all my info below for that if you guys need help with something like that. But it's definitely something that you can figure out on your own. It would just be more of a trial and error type of thing. One of the most important things, and something that I definitely wish I would have known from the beginning, is that you have to actually have this mind-muscle connection. You guys may have heard that before, and it's kind of like one of those things that you hear and it just goes in one ear and out the other, and you're like, yeah, mind-muscle connection, like whatever that is. But it's a real thing. So for me, the way that I kind of like make sure that I'm doing that is that I just remind myself throughout. I'm like, okay, what am I doing right now? I'm doing a squat. Do I feel like my lower body is engaged? Are my glutes engaged? Am I driving through my heels when I push up? Am I making sure that I'm using my legs to drive myself back up and not using any other part of my body, or arching my back too much and then putting pressure on my low back? Those are the types of things that you have to think about. Now, I know that seems like a lot. It's like you're trying to lift this weight. On top of lifting the weight, you're thinking about your body. You're thinking about, you know, is my muscle engaged and stuff like that. And at the beginning, it is a lot. But it does get better, and it gets to a point where you don't have to think about it like that. For me now, sometimes I'll just zone out because I'm listening to music or I'm listening to something while I'm working out, and I'll zone out and I'll catch myself and be like, ooh, brace your core. Push through your heels, like make sure you're doing that right. And sometimes I'll go back and do a couple of the reps again just to make sure that I did it properly and that I was engaged the whole time. So now that we've done all of that, you know your goal, you know what you're going to be doing, you got your workout regimen, you're going to be consistent, you got everything down, you're engaging your muscles, mind-muscle connection. You have to give your body a chance to recover. You cannot just lift every single day and never give your body a chance to recover. So make sure that you are recovering, stretching, giving yourself time off, allowing your body to rest, and allowing your muscles to repair, because once you give them that time to repair, they're going to be even better and more efficient at growing and becoming all that you want your beautiful muscles to be. So I hope that this video helped you guys out. Make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.